Hi everybody, today we're looking at the Like a Prayer vinyl LP rarities from around the world. Now this album was highly successful and encompassed themes of sex, religion and death. The album's packaging also incorporated a hippie style in terms of the look and feel, and Madonna wanted to capture a very 70s or 60s liberated feel. Her image went back to her original hair colour, back to her dark natural roots, which would obviously indicated it was more of a personal album. The packaging of the album itself had a very clever marketing tool. The record company decided to press the first copies of the album on vinyl CD with patchouli oil, so some of them were scented. And here's an incredible promotional item with a scented candle and a backing altarpiece that was used to promote the album in stores in the lead up to the release. So we'll get onto the vinyl and have a look at some of the rarer items. So there's the logo that was specially designed by Margot Chase Design for the album packaging. This is the UK version, the German version, pressed in the UK, pressed in Germany, UK pressing for UK distribution. As with most first pressings, these sleeves were perfume scented. Then we move on to the Opus pressing, which was from Czechoslovakia. This particular pressing has a different back cover layout. You can see that all the copyright information is placed there. There's the Opus logo and then some more information at the bottom. This is the logo. It's a different logo design, but it is totally official. The Mexican pressing. You can tell it's a Mexican pressing. It has a little WEA logo there, or Warner logo up in the top, which most Mexican pressings have. This particular copy has translated titles, so English and then translated in Spanish. You can see the translations there, and then on the right there you can see the AIDS insert that has also been translated for this pressing. This is a nice label design with the Warner Brothers logo. Then we move on to a reissue, the German pressing, that has a black sticker. So it lists the singles that were released in England, and it was pressed in Germany, distributed through England and Germany with that black sticker. The Japanese edition had some great promotional stuff. So this is a hanging mobile in the Japanese stores, including a Japanese postcard promoting the release of the single and the album. This is the Japanese pressing. The first pressings came with this obi strip, the red strip, and a little sticker, a scented sticker. So these pressings also were issued with a few items. There's the obi strip on the back with a bit of a Madonna discography there. And this little caption there talks about a poster, a limited poster, and this is the poster that came with this pressing as a special promotion. The sticker, the scented sticker, as well as the label design there, you can see is a little different to anywhere else in the world. Side pressing. Then we move on to another pressing, which is an American pressing, and this one came with a press pack, so it has some information. So Warner Brothers issued a press statement with an image of Madonna, and this is the actual label design. It's different to everywhere else. This is the Argentine pressing, so you can see the WEA logo and the translated title, Como una plaguera. I think that's how you say it. You can see the label design has also been translated in Spanish, and the same thing with the AIDS insert. These are really nice, these items made for international pressings. And the actual singles themselves have been translated, or the titles have been translated on the back. That's a nice little item. I want to try and track that down if you're a collector. This is a more recent issue. This is the Sainsbury limited edition red vinyl. First time that Like a Prayer officially was pressed in coloured vinyl. Here it is, nice bright red. My copy's sealed, so I can't open it. It's a picture. Now, one of the rarest items that is out there at the moment is the Kenyan pressing of Like a Prayer, printed through polygram distribution. So you can see the album covers, slightly different colour designs and some different logos and graphics, but the back cover is incredibly unique. The track listing has also been slightly changed. Act of Contrition is actually on the A side rather than B side. So this is a totally official pressing, printed through WEA Records through Polygram distribution in Kenya. And that was pretty much the only record company that distributed them. So these are really difficult, very hard to find, and totally official. And you can see there the Polygram logo on the cover. Then we move on to the this seems to be the Hungarian pressing, so it's got the Gonk logo. Now once again, credits and titles have all been reformatted and laid out on the back of the cover. Here's the actual label design with the Gonk logo. So then we move on to a reissue in English reissue. This is the gold sticker. Now this is a nice addition. This sticker actually, if you look carefully, you can see printed the logo of the M in the background, and that shows incorporates the design from the logo there. So they're not too difficult to track down. You can find them since they were reissues. Here's an Australian pressing, I believe. So this was printed in Germany, but actually issued in Australia. So the label, so the packaging looks similar, but it's the label design that differs. And here's an Australian pressing that includes a sticker. These were the reissues that were released a year or two later. This is the Japanese reissue without the little caption there on the obi. These were released, the second edition that was released in Japan, which is just as rare as the original. Then we go on to the Brazilian pressing. So there are the Brazilian pressing actually looks similar to every other pressing. However, there's a little code in the top right hand corner, which is the Brazilian part number code. But what is different is the dust sleeve actually includes the AIDS insert incorporated into the design. So it's actually printed with the insert itself rather than coming on its own. There's a label. That's a close-up of the label there. And lastly, we look at the Polish pressing, which has a slightly different label design. Well, in a dust sleeve design, you can see it's black and white rather than the colour. It comes with its own AIDS insert, and there's the label design, which is slightly different as well. And you can see the label there. This is a close-up of it. So that's the Polish pressing. Now we're going to move on to something a little special. Here's the ultra rare Ecuador pressing. You can tell it's from Ecuador because you can see the little logo in the bottom left hand corner there, and the cover design is a little different to overseas pressings. It's not as high quality because obviously South American companies scan their sleeves. You can see the logo in the top corner. The back there also has copyright information, otherwise identical to the regular releases, as you can see. But the label design actually has the titles translated in Spanish. You can see the B-side there, and here's a close-up of the titles. So that's a nice little pressing, and you want to try and track that down to add that to your Leica Pro collection if you're into vinyl. Yeah, it's a great little rarity. So I hope you enjoyed the Leica Pro vinyl rarities. Stay tuned. I will be back with more.